Yeah. Yeah. What you know about benchmark? They're speaking the facts that you wanna hear. They rep a jersey, the vision is clear. Diamonds glisten like a chandelier. You know what I'm here for, like Marshawn Lynch. At clutch time, we do not flinch. Real brothers, we do not switch. Hit home runs with the right pitch. Who run the city? What to do when they hating on you? I feel like Kobe 2010. I ain't taking an L, all I need is a win. Business is business, you know how they go. You playing the seats, now it's time to grow. Tune in now, gotta be in the know. Showtime, bitch, my butter blow. Bino.
And they signed Taj Gibson today.
Taj Gibson, get that washed up dude out of here, man.
He's a backup. That's all.
He's like a backup. What jersey is that?
Is RJ?
It's my RJ Barrett jersey.
Oh my god.
Nah, it's too soon for that, man.
Oh my god.
Yo, did you get that in clearance?
No. Clearance.
Nah, I'm playing. He's been balling, but I gotta see more of that.
His decision making's gotten better. They're just doing a good job with that. Like he actually is getting a little better, bro.
Well, Thibodeau said
you see what he did with Julius Randle.
Randall's balling.
No, Randall's playing over his head. It's not sustainable. He can't keep doing this. There's no way.
He's not gonna be averaging 28 and 15, bro.
Son, what?
How's it not sustainable? We don't have anybody else. We got our team is deep, but we're running like an 8-9 man rotation right now.
You know, but why
40 minutes a game?
Why don't people understand? Make Randall go right.
It's harder than that sounds, bro. It's not that easy.
It is.
Randall's very strong, bro. He gets to that left hand whenever you want.
Well, I mean, they got to put some bigger dudes on him, I guess. I don't know.
We're gonna take care of him, bro. I ain't really tripping about y'all. Next Wednesday will be the biggest Knicks-Nets matchup that I can remember, which is actually kind of sad. It's more sad for the Knicks fans though, because y'all 5-3 over here throwing parades. The hell?
We're not throwing parades. It's a good time to be a Knicks fan right now. 5-6. We balling. We balling right now. So
oh man, look, I told my Knicks friends like, yo, I'm actually genuinely happy for y'all that y'all having a little success right now. You know,
he's such a liar. He was just talking crap.
I told my Knicks fans, I told my Knicks fan friends this. I'm not even playing. I did. I told them, look, I'm still gonna talk that. I'm still gonna talk that stuff. I am, but don't like for real. That's cool. The Knicks are doing pretty well early. I mean, the Nets are gonna shut all that down. I'll never be a Knicks fan. I kick Knicks fans when they're down. It's my pastime. I love doing that. Because of this. Because you were in an RJ Barrett jersey and they have to a 5-3 start. That's why.
Well, this might be the only time he's allowed to wear it.
That's a good point.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, Ben Simmons. Okay. Ooh, that was a nice play.
You saw that 3-pointer he shot? That barely hit the rim.
It can be. I don't understand. I don't get
He's
it.
Trying.
Is he though?
He's trying.
Is he?
I mean,
but how? Can you just shoot right-handed, bro? We understand you're not lefty.
He's not a lefty though.
That's what I'm saying. What we
left-handed form is ugly.
He's not a natural lefty.
No, man. He's just like wants to be different.
I'm not a natural lefty. I play with my left hand too, but I can shoot unlike him.
Or at least you attempt to shoot.
Speaking of the Knicks and Nets, definitely got to make sure that we give a round of applause to Kyrie, paying 9 students their full tuition for HBCU. Shout out to him for doing that. Kyrie gets a lot of flack. We talk about a lot of stuff that Kyrie says, but shout out to him for that. We got to give a round of applause also for, give it up.
Mm-hmm.
Got to give a round of applause to all the NBA players and the coaches that spoke up with the injustice that happened to Mr. Blake, with people storming the Senate, trying to overthrow the government. All that really shows right now is what we've been saying on this show and what we've been saying for decades before any of us on this show was ever thought about, of how there really is two different Americas. And we definitely look forward to that day where there'll actually be equality. But I think within all of this happening, we do see, especially like the Senate changing, we do see that there is some change to come. But we are back It's a new year, 2021. The Bench Mob is back. Episode 64. We aren't doing season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. We're just going to tell y'all what episode number we on. It's 64. Bench Mob next month, February 15th, on my birthday. That makes a year anniversary for the Bench Mob being around. So shout out to us. Shout out for the consistency. Shout outs for being here. Thank you again for all of our listeners, our subscribers, our viewers on YouTube. Everybody, we appreciate y'all and rocking with us as we continue to grow. But I am here today with my homies. We have a full cast today. The Big Four is in the building. I'm your host, your curator, your moderator, content creator, everything, producer, all of that. Antonio, Mr. Still Not Worried. I got to the left of me on my screen, I have Greg, Hot Take. I'm here for it. Sins Mayor is in the building. I got Miles, left-handed smooth operator, Nick's Tate in the building. And we got Ja, the bearded one, aka Moneybags, aka I'm About It, in the building. How are y'all doing? Happy New Year, fellas. How are y'all feeling today?
Feeling great. Happy New Year's, guys. Let's get this going.
New Year, man.
Happy New Year, guys.
Good, man. Can't complain. 2021 is not much different than 2020 yet, but we figure it out.
Yeah, I think we're gonna figure it out. As y'all can see, we already starting off with the fashion hot takes. Miles is rocking the RJ Barrett throwback Knicks jersey, so we might have to have a fashion segment on here at some point, especially when we get back to being in person. But where y'all want to start off? We got so much to talk about. We got the Eagles possibly throwing a game. We got the NFL awards coming up. Wild card weekend is here. You got the NBA. We got the injuries happening. Where do y'all want to start off at? What y'all want to tackle first?
We got to talk about.
Yeah, we got to talk about the Eagles. I'm sure Greg want to.
We got to talk about. Yeah. Let's talk about the play. Let's go in the corner.
Hold on. I have an issue because the way Tone introduced the topic, it was irresponsible. He said they possibly threw the game. Like there's no one watched that game and said, they might be throwing the game. Nah, they threw the game. It's no question, no doubt.
They 1,000% threw the game, but you know what? I don't care because I don't care about Giants fans complaining about it.
Hold on. See, that's the thing. So I knew you're gonna say that too because it's so predictable at this point. I had no complaints about the Eagles throwing the game. The Giants should have beaten the Eagles back in November when they had a chance when Evan Ingram drops the football and we have a chance to win that game. All right. So there's no reason why Giants fans should be upset. Matter of fact, Giants fans should be optimistic, looking toward the future. We have a good foundation, but we're in a good spot. The moral of the story is not about the Giants. It really isn't. It's about the Eagles. It's about the NFL having a problem with the drafting system. The fact that you can lose your way into a higher pick causes things like this to happen.
They should do a lottery.
They should definitely do a lottery, and that's what I want to get. That's what I really wanted to get to. Beyond that, for it to be so blatant, I've never seen. I don't know if you guys have. And you guys can tell me too. I have never seen such a clear example of a team tanking a singular game in my life. Like never.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only way it could have been worse is if Doug Peterson would have went out there to be a quarterback.
Right.
I mean, it was bad.
Right. To bench Jalen Hurts, to go with this backup quarterback Sudfeld. I don't care that he said earlier in the week, I want to see Sudfeld at some point. He tried to lay the groundwork for it.
All right, throw him in the first quarter then.
Right. Throw him in the first quarter then. I think the minute they realized Jalen Hurts could win that football game because they couldn't stop him from running the football is when they decided, hey, we're going to throw this game. And it was so clear. I mean, even in their last second, the last 2-minute drill they had where they were down 14-20 and Sudfeld completes a pass, he doesn't spike the ball. When do you ever see someone not spike the ball in that situation? It never happens. You want to stop the clock, right? Like it's insane.
Yeah, I think. Well, first of all, with Sudfeld, they were trying to make it seem like, first of all, he's been in the league for 4 years. Like, you know what he is, okay? And then, like, why would you draft Jalen Hurts if you were still thinking that he's possibly the future? Right. You know, So Doug Peterson needs to just stop. He can't come out and say that through the game, right? Obviously, but you got to be better at lying, or at least have him start the second half, maybe, or something like it's a 3-point game. Yeah, if that was the case, why did Jalen Hurts play that game at all? You know, like you saw what he played 4 games, I guess, something like that. So give Suffield the whole game then, if you really want to see, judge him after one quarter. What if he went 20 of 20 that quarter? That's it. He's the future now. Like that needs to stop it. He definitely threw the game. But the reality is, he probably hates the Giants more than he hates the Redskins, and he wanted to pick at number 6 instead of number 9, even though he might not even be making that pick. Because if I was the owner, he gotta go. But the thing is, I don't know if he made that decision. That had to have been an ownership decision too.
Right, it's an ownership decision. It was and
but now you just lost the whole locker room.
Well, yeah, and that's the unintended consequences, yo. And Miles, what were you saying? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's good. I was just saying it was a meaningless game to win too. That's the other thing. It's like, regardless if they threw it or not. I mean, the thing is, they need a better pick. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. So, I mean, I get it. It looks a little fishy because they took out Hurts, but his numbers didn't really warrant him playing that much longer in that game anyways. He was awful. The main thing that should be looked at is why Wentz was a healthy scratch when this is the guy you're paying $30 million and he's not going to be out there for the last game. That bothered me more than
you can't trade an injured quarterback. They're not trying to get him hurt the last week.
Well, is it not clear? Am I the only one? They didn't want to win the game from the very beginning, which is why he was a healthy scratch, right? I don't think he would have played even if he was healthy because they may have just completely been off the Wentz bandwagon altogether, right? But you're mentioning the draft pick. I'm happy someone on the call someone here is playing devil's advocate. I like this. So I heard another Eagles fan bring this up that they wanted their pick. It was a meaningless game, yada yada yada. When you throw a game like that, and it's football, it's not basketball, it's not a non-contact sport, and basketball's a contact sport, but not to the extent that football is, and guys are risking their bodies every single play. When you throw a game like that and not everybody on the same page, it's going to be a problem. Did you guys read the reports that some defensive players had to be restrained from going after Doug Peterson?
Yeah.
Mid-game? You read that, right? Like, this is a problem. Like, it's going to be a thing that lingers into next year, the year after. As long as Doug Peterson is in that organization, as long as they keep the structure the same from the top down, players are never going to forget this moment. It is literally unforgettable, man. Like, you're never going to live that down.
It's crazy because there was so many ways they could have handled that better. So, like, first of all, you could have let the team know, listen, no matter the score, he's playing at some point. So I don't know if he did that or not. It's just the timing is weird. What's his name? Hurts he didn't do good at all that game. Yeah, he had 2 rushing touchdowns, but he was passing. He was trash. So, it's not like a Tua situation where they benched him because he's kind of playing like nothing. He's not playing terrible, but he's not playing great. So you play in Fitzpatrick. Who the hell is Nate Sudfeld for you to put him in that position to try to win that game? So no, they definitely mishandled that. They weren't even trying to be free about it. And like people throw games all the time. Like but if that game didn't mean anything to anybody, like for the Giants, I don't think it would have gotten the publicity that obviously that it's getting. But you got to be smarter than that. It's a Sunday night game. People are watching, and Giants fans are watching, and the Giants players. So maybe they didn't care, but what do we know? But they managed to ruin the win situation, the hurt situation, and the whole chemistry situation. So that's pretty impressive, honestly.
Transitioning though to some actual winning football, we have the wild card this weekend. We're gonna break down, give us our picks on this wild card. I see my man John in the corner. I know his Saints play this weekend. We'll start off with the Saints game. Saints game. Bears are at Saints. Some of the headlines going to be hearing this. Trubisky, how does he perform? The Saints defense and Drew Brees, is he fully back to health? How do y'all see this game going down?
Well, are those guys that didn't play in the last game going to play?
Yes. Kamara just tweeted out that see you Sunday, so that's all I need to hear.
Oh, okay. then
I'm
that's
ready
all
for
you
that.
need to know. That
That's
game, I
it.
don't really trust the Bears at all. One, like they got Trubisky. Like that's all you got to say. Trubisky's the quarterback for the Bears against the Saints. It's an easy call.
Better.
Greg,
Be
you can
better.
go. Yeah, you
No,
go.
we know what you about to say. So you know what? Yeah, let me go. So the reality is that he can be smug right now. I see he's smug right now about this game, and he has the right to be for now. What I would say to you is that looking past this game, because the Saints will win the game, I think Trubisky's playing better. It's something to look out for. The Bears might play him a little tougher than people expect them to play, but the Saints are just too good of a team for them to overcome. But I think long term, if you're looking at the whole playoff picture, the Packers got home field. And that means that Drew Brees is going to have to go to the frozen tundra and win there. And guess what Drew Brees is not about to do? Go to the frozen tundra and beat Aaron Rodgers. Yo, this is Aaron Rodgers' year, man. He's going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm telling y'all, he's my Super Bowl pick. They're going to the Super Bowl. They're beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm calling it right now. Aaron Rodgers, number 2.
Okay. So, as the only guy in this chat that has his team in the playoffs, I just want to say that I am not overlooking the Bears because I did that with the Vikings last year, and so I'm my expectations. I mean, I don't know much. I can't get hurt the way I've been hurt the last few years. So I just want a good game and just a victory. I think we should win. Kamara's gonna be back. Tom's gonna be back. Marcus Williams on defense. We're gonna be pretty much fully equipped. So just I don't want to bypass that week, but just to answer Greg's point. First of all, if it goes just chalk wise, if it does how it's supposed to go, Tampa Bay would be going to Green Bay, and Seattle would be going to New Orleans. I'm good with picking the Saints in that game because Seattle doesn't have a defense. And again, if it just goes chalk, first of all, Tampa smoked Green Bay earlier, even though that was in Tampa. But I wouldn't really count out the fact that that's not an easy game for Green Bay at all. But just to go further than that, if it is Green Bay, New Orleans, you do have to understand that as far as a complete team, this is not the old Saints. We don't need Drew Brees to be good in the tundra. We're a running football team. That's what they do. They're a top 5 in offensive defense. Green Bay is not. So yes, it just seems like it's going Aaron Rodgers' way. But I would not just understand that if it is New Orleans, Green Bay, it's not gonna be this whole notion because Drew Brees in the cold. He don't need to be throwing the ball 30 times a game. Aaron Rodgers does though.
He's gonna have to make some big throws though, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna have to make eight throw here and there. Yeah, but I think even though that the Saints are playing wildcard weekend, there's an easier chance that they're in the NFC title game more than Green Bay, just because.
You're talking about the Tampa matchup. The Tampa Bay Bucks blitzed the hell out of Aaron Rodgers the first time they played. This is what happened, right? I think they're gonna have something for him because their their corners, they can't cover Devontae. They cannot cover Devontae. Their corners are horrible, like bad, like really, really bad. So
no, they got no secondary. That's why. But listen, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I would love a rematch with these guys, but just 1 week at a time. I want to take care of Chicago. I don't want no funny business. Sean Payton, excuse me. Sean Payton was talking about he wanted to quarantine 50,000 fans. And the NFL hates the Saints, so they didn't allow that. But I don't know how realistic that was supposed to be. But whatever, man. Just please, just get this win. We're on a 2-game losing streak in the playoffs right now. I just need to. But I will say that the hype is not around the Saints. I like that. I don't like being favorites because that's usually when things go wrong. So.
Speaking of their counterparts, Bucks, I see the Saints winning too. We've talked about it in the chat. I told y'all he ain't got to worry about this wild card weekend. Bucks at Washington, 7-9 Washington football team has a home field game. I'm gonna go first. I see Washington pulling this out just off the strength of Chase Young, their front line. We know Tom Brady. Greg knows. Tom Brady struggles against front lines that are able to get him on the run. And we know he can't run. He runs like a 5.40 and the 40. So if you could put pressure on Tom Brady, he's going to struggle. Those weapons, Antonio Brown, they don't get the ball. Rob Gronkowski, they're not going to see the ball. I'm with Chase Young. I want Tom. I'm with Chase Young. How y'all see this one going?
But are the Redskins going to score points though? Because they're going up against the Bucks too. It's not like the Redskins defense is just facing Tampa Bay and that's it. But I don't know. I think that you're right. Tom Brady doesn't do well against like pressure, but at the same time, they're going up against Alex Smith, who's really a game manager at this point in his career. The most they'll probably score is like 10, 13 points in this game because Tampa Bay's defense isn't as bad as people make them out to be. It's just their secondary is trash. Their linebackers are good. They've got a decent pass rush.
Devin White's not playing though.
He's not playing. Okay,
no.
All right.
They're going to
change things a little bit. But
Alex Smith gonna get busy. I'm telling you, Alex Smith gonna get busy.
He has a calf injury. He's a sitting duck. They're gonna blitz him all game. They're gonna gonna go be after him. Like that Aaron Rodgers, like that game they played against Aaron Rodgers earlier this year, is gonna be that but uglier. They're gonna blitz him all day, bro. And the more I think about it too, with the Washington, football team, they're not the best team in the division. They were the best team in the NFC East.
Oh my God.
They were not. The Giants were the best team in the NFC East, unequivocally. Far and away, the Giants were the best team in the NFC East and did make it to the playoffs. And so they're here. Fine. Okay, cool. Have your moment. But they're not beating this Bucs team. They're just not doing it because they don't have the quarterback play on the other side of the football to do it. Their defense is going to be, I think Chase Young will get home a couple times and make some plays. But no, they're not the best team in the division. They don't even deserve to be there.
I was gonna start off by saying that I would love for the Redskins to upset the Bucs for many reasons, but now I want to switch to the fact that I love how Greg had to throw the Giants into a conversation that they're not a part of.
They are a part of the conversation.
Absolutely not. We are talking about teams. We are talking about playoff teams.
The Giants were on the precipice of the playoffs. They were right there, and they literally the best divisional record out of all these teams, and they didn't make the playoffs.
They deserve to be there. They were 6-10.
Yeah, they're 6-10. They don't deserve it. But hold on,
neither the football team.
You're right, but they got it. But I have a question. I'm just trying to figure out if the topic is playoff teams and almost playoff teams. No, we're talking about playoff teams. That's it. So, having said that, the Redskins are not going to win the game just because there's no way the NFL is going to allow that to happen. They ain't trying to see Alex Smith in the second round. Even though that Chase Young is going to get busy. I don't care what they say. Unless they double team him all game, they better because he's going to tear apart the rookie Wirfs and I forgot the other guy's name, the left tackle. But yeah, so he's going to get busy. People just do have to understand that, like I said, that's his personality. Like, what this whole bulletin material, Tom Brady, okay, like I said, he doesn't need motivation to beat the Redskins. But I don't think they're going to score enough. That's just the reality. I mean, if they can get time, they will destroy that secondary. Even though Alex Smith is a game manager, McLaurin he can do work. So I we'll see. But I don't think they score 10 or 13 points. I probably would. I would probably give them 20 just to give them a chance to win the game because they're not winning a 2-0 safety game, right? That's probably not going to happen. So, I would probably just say it's going to be closer than people think. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but for many reasons, there's no way the NFL does that. And also, I just don't think they're as good to beat the Bucs. But it was nice. Listen, they made the playoffs, right? Something.
Staying in the AFC, Colts 11-5 after 13-3 Bills, with many people believing that they have an MVP candidate in Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, both up there for MVP candidates. They balled out. Stephon Diggs ends off the year leading the league in receptions with 127. Cole Beasley is up in the air as an injury right now. He might play, might not play. Biggest matchup is this Colts defense, which was top 5 pretty much all year, going against Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. How do y'all see this game panning out?
I see it being not as close as it would appear. Like the Colts aren't that bad, but Josh Allen he's hot right now. I haven't seen a defense that has really kept them in check since that first Patriots game. And I don't see the Colts being one of those teams because they're just he's a problem on the field. He can rush. We know that. His arm is a cannon. Hopefully Cole Beasley plays, but Diggs has been a problem for teams all year this year. So I don't know. I just think that this Bills team is the second best team in the playoffs right now, behind the Chiefs. I don't know if I'm Greg right now with the hot takes, but that's my opinion. They're just better than all these other teams. The only team they really have to contend with is the Chiefs at this point. So we'll see. Hopefully no in-game injuries happen, but I think the Bills win by at least 7.
MVP Josh Allen. No, he's not gonna get it. But no, but I did say he was gonna be in the conversation when Greg's a hate on Josh Allen. What? The man's in the top 3.
Do you want to take back that take that by this time next year, Sam Darnold is going to be better than?
Oh yeah,
we can take that back. I never said that. I said that Daniel Jones will be better than.
Oh, okay.
Daniel Jones will be considered a better quarterback than Josh Allen by this time next year. I'm sticking with it.
You still standing with that?
Oh my
God!
Because we about to get Daniel Jones weapons too.
Hold on,
Daniel Jones had the hardest schedule of any quarterback in the NFL, by the way, with some of the worst weapons.
Okay, hold on.
Just give him time.
Okay, wait. Just to be clear, just understand what we're saying, right? You're getting one more chance to take it back. So what we're saying is that means Daniel Jones is going to finish basically 3rd in MVP voting next year.
No, that's not exactly how it has to play out.
Yes, it does.
No, that's not true because if Josh Allen takes a step back next year, and Daniel Jones has a very good year, that's still another way that people can consider Daniel Jones to be a better quarterback. But
okay,
yes.
that's one way of looking at it. So now this is the thing. But we're saying, is he going to be as good as Josh Allen is right now? Not next year. We're talking about right now.
Right at this very moment. No, at his peak. No, we're doing it side by side. Next year, Daniel Jones will be considered the better quarterback. That's what I said. I ain't saying nothing about reaching no MVP status because I think that next year Daniel Jones will be the top 5 quarterback in the NFC. That's what I truly believe. The NFC. So, Aaron, Tom, Drew, right? If Drew's still alive,
Drew's gonna retire.
If Drew's not on a walker by then and you got Daniel Jones. And so I think Daniel Jones will be a top 5 quarterback. And I think Daniel Jones, Dak Prescott, Dak's going to be up there, right? We'll put up there. Daniel Jones will be a top 4 to 5 quarterback in the NFC. Josh Allen will take a step back next year. I think, and by the way, I think the Colts are winning this game. I don't think the Colts are winning this game, by the way. I don't. I do not.
Now, oh my God, Skip. All right.
No, I don't. And it's not because I hate Josh Allen. I don't hate Josh Allen.
There is nothing that can indicate that the Colts is winning this game.
What do you mean? The Colts run games come to life the last couple of weeks with Jonathan Taylor. He's really coming to his own. They've got really good wide receiver play with T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman Jr. They're the rookie out of USC.
Oh yeah, Michael Pittman. I've heard his name 2 times all year. Okay,
he can ball. Okay,
he can ball.
You're gonna hear it a lot. You're gonna hear it a lot on Sunday. I promise you that.
Okay.
And then you have Phillip Rivers, who is a seasoned vet. And you know what, man? Phillip Rivers, it's his time. Like, it's his time. Okay. He's not going to turn the ball over.
Yeah. First of all, he's talking about Drew Brees is not a walker. Phillip Rivers is in the retirement home.
No, right now, Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Drew Brees. Right now, head to head, tit for tat.
You would take Phillip Rivers over Drew Brees right now?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
That's why you're stuck with Daniel Jones.
No, right, I'm right at this very moment. Drew Brees coming off an injury. Last time we seen him play, it was not sweet. It did not look that good for him.
Rivers is a walking pick 6, man. What are you talking about?
Nah, Phillip Rivers is going to protect the football. He's a seasoned veteran in the NFL, just like Drew Brees is. He's going to go out there, call a good game. They're going to run the ball a ton. They're going to play action off the run, and their defense is going to make it difficult. They'll play man-to-man. They're going to make Josh Allen throw in tight windows, and he's going to struggle.
Who's guarding Stephon Diggs on the Colts, by the way?
They're going to stack it. They're going to have to double him over the top. Obviously, no one can cover Stephon Diggs. But other than that, they're going to do a really good job against them. I see the Colts winning by a field goal.
Bills are winning by 10 plus.
Okay.
Okay.
That's definitely not right.
Okay.
That's a bad bettors line. Whatever the line is in Vegas, it's not 10 points. I promise you.
It's not. It's not. They're not favored by 10 plus. But the highest favorite is the Saints by 9. I'm telling you, they're winning by double digits because the Bills are going to send a message to people like you, and move on to whoever the hell they're playing next. Freaking Ravens, I think maybe.
Those kind of accuracy issues don't.
Thinking about it, like we might have to go back, John. When he made that hot take, isn't Josh Allen like 14 touchdowns and 1 interception since Greg said?
Well, yeah. Well, I was gonna say from when Greg mentioned of how he thought Josh Allen wasn't as good as people are making it seem like. I'm pretty sure he's almost had maybe better numbers than anybody in the league except for Aaron Rodgers.
I think so.
But you know what it is? You know what it is? Short-term memory. That's what it is.
It's not no short-term memory. Yo, Josh Allen's having a great year. He seems to have made a large improvement in his game. Like, that's definitely true. I'm not denying that. I'm not here to deny that. What I'm here to tell you is that in the playoffs, things are different.
Of course.
Every sport, things are different, okay? We're going to see how accurate he is. We're going to see if this is fool's goal or not. And I think he's having a good game, by the way. I don't think he'll play bad. Like, I think he'll play pretty well, but he's going to lose.
Just don't think he's going to win.
He's not going to win. He's going to miss the critical big throw in the game. Just watch. I'm going to be waiting. It's going to happen. He's going to miss the big. He's going to sail a ball over Cole Beasley's head on 3rd and 5, and they're going to need it. And they're not going to get it. And they're going to lose.
No, he's not going to do that. He's going to run for the first down for 7 yards and actually hit somebody. Not like Daniel Jones holding up his hamstring and fumbling the ball.
Darius Leonard. By the way, Daniel Jones had 2 turnovers second half of the year. He had a great second half of the year with ball protection. He did a great job.
Yeah, he barely played. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Yeah, you know he's talking about. You see?
I'll play. But now
Speaking of quarterbacks, where we considering is it fool's gold or not? The Browns, for the first time in I don't know how long, are in the playoffs.
17 years.
They have a third. Yeah, 17 years. They have a third matchup of the season with the Steelers, who they rested all their starters. That's the reason why the Browns won last week. How do y'all see this game going? I'm of the belief the Steelers are going to win. I think it's a huge thing. People aren't really mentioning it. Stefanski testing positive for COVID, him not actually being able to be there to coach the game, I think is going to play a big part in whether or not they win this game. I see the Steelers pulling this out.
I hate the Steelers, man.
I think the Browns are going to take this one. I don't know. The Steelers have been god awful since they started off 11-0, 12-0.
11-0, yeah.
Yeah, they're 1-4 in their last 5 games. Not really the ending to the season that they thought they had. So I don't know. I think the Browns, they're not as good as people make them seem, and they're not as good as this record, but I think they're a little better than the Steelers right now. Like, Ben Roethlisberger hasn't given any hope for a Steelers fan that he can do anything as far as leading them past some of these teams. Like, he's looked awful against the Redskins they lost to, looked bad against the Bills, a team they might have to play. And Baker's kind of second half of the season, he's had a couple games where he's kind of flexed on them for a little bit. So I know that this team's mainly built on the run game, and I think they'll try to slow it down a little bit and ride Nick Chubb. Maybe Kareem Hunt touches it a little bit this game, but I think they have the better quarterback in this game, the Browns. Oh, and I think they'll win by, let's say, 6 points.
Something that you mentioned that was very true. Steelers wide receivers led the league in drop passes, so that's definitely something to watch out for this game. A lot of TikTok dancing and drop passes.
Oh my God, I gotta delete his account, man. First of all, I think that I believe I would love for the Browns to win this game. I just think that, the coach thing is a big factor. Your coach is important, obviously. The guy that's going to be calling the plays, I forgot his name. I don't think he's ever called plays in his life. And that's just a job that, is a little bit, undervalued of actually knowing how to call a play, when to call a play and stuff like that. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that. But it really should be no secret. It's got to be a heavy dose of the run. I mean, they cannot go away from that. If they get away from that, or if they get down, it can get ugly. Because Pittsburgh is a very weird team to read. I would definitely you would think that the Browns are going to win the game because they're coming in hot, and the Steelers are just all over the place. But playoffs are a different ball game. Hopefully Baker does not choke, and I just think that it's like I said, they should win. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh winning a close game, probably by 3. I hope I'm wrong, because I just can't stand anything Pittsburgh related. But but we'll see. But but Big Ben, he can't be throwing the ball 50 times either. I don't know what Mike Tomlin is doing, because you got James Conner. I know he maybe not 100% like he was, but for God's sakes, Big Ben's coming off a freaking elbow surgery. Like, why is he throwing the ball that many times? I mean, that's just not. I don't know, but to each their own. I think Pittsburgh wins by 3, though.
Greg?
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh wins by 10 points in this game. Pittsburgh owns the Browns. I don't, with the hurdle of you losing your head coach going into a playoff game, your QB, it's the first time your QB's been in the playoffs. I don't see how they win this game. They've got the rash of COVID going into the locker room. It'd be really impressive if the Browns could overcome this, and it'd be a really good sign for them moving forward as an organization. But just them getting here's a win, man. They should take the wins while they're ahead, because I don't see them beating the Steelers. The Steelers will have their day. Like, the season's gonna end, but it won't be on Sunday.
Next game, we got Rams 10-6 at Seattle. The Seahawks 12-4. They split the season matchup. Rams defense has been top 10 all season. Seattle defense has been the bottom 10 all season. How do you see this game going out? Do you see Wilson being able to play well against this Rams defense and get a win? Or is it the Rams defense getting this win out?
I've been playing ugly football for the last couple of weeks, especially offensively. It makes it hard to pick them, and I think this game actually this is a game I'd stay away from. Like, if you're a bettor, I would stay away from this game, because the Rams don't know who they're going to start a quarterback. McVay won't commit to Jared Goff, even if he's healthy, which is weird. Then there's a red flag. And then Russell Wilson doesn't play well. I think because of the uncertainty at the quarterback position that the Rams have, I would pick the Rams, but I'm going to pick the Seahawks because of the uncertainty they have at the quarterback position. I don't like the DK Metcalf matchup versus Jalen Ramsey. We already know what Jalen Ramsey does. I saw a crazy PFF stat that he's only allowed, I think, 20 yards a game on average. Jalen Ramsey, he's amazing. So, DK Metcalf, like I said before, isn't like a finesse route runner. So it's just kind of like, it's just difficult for him to get open against a guy like who's as big and strong as Jalen is and as technically sound as he is. So yeah, man, I think that the Seahawks pulled this out. To go to Lockett, to go to the other guys, Carson, get the ball running on the ground there, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough game. I think they win by 3.
Can Seattle have fans out there? I wonder if that's.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I'm rocking with the Seahawks mainly because of the QB factor. You don't know what's going on with Goff, and I don't even know the guy's name who played in Week 17 for the Rams.
Wofford, I think.
Wofford, yeah.
There it is.
That doesn't really give me any confidence that my team's going to win if he's the quarterback. But Russ, I mean, what can you say about him? He's always been that guy that leads his team to the playoffs, makes them either go on a crazy run, plays crazy in the playoffs. He should have 2 Super Bowls, if not for who. But we're not going to talk about that. But I just like the Seahawks. I think that they're ending the season on a 4-game winning streak. They're playing a little better. Defense has picked up a little bit. The only thing is if Jamal Adams gets to play on Saturday, because I saw he's a little nicked up, that could be a big factor because they don't really have a pass rush, and he's been their best pass rusher. So as far as this game goes, if Goff isn't playing, the goal should be to put as much pressure on Wofford as possible. And even if Goff plays, blitz him. Like, he's banged up. His thumb is messed up. That's everything a quarterback needs. The thumb is basically the most important part. We saw it with Drew Brees. You can't play with a broken thumb, torn ligament. So we'll see what happens. But I think that the Seahawks got this one.
I make this short and simple. Goff doesn't play. Seattle wins. And if he does play, Seattle wins. It's just what it is. Yeah. That's really. I don't really have much to say about it. You guys said most of it. I mean, the reality is when you play the Rams, even though I think Cooper Kupp is going to play, you just have to guard the bootleg. They run that 40,000 times a game. I can't believe how many times they run that play. Just guard that. I'm not afraid of the run game. Just you can guard up on Kupp. Russell Wilson don't turn the ball over. But the reality is like I said, even if the reality is Goff is probably not going to play, and if he does, he's hurt. So like you said, blitz him, and they might do some dirty stuff in there. I don't know. Just step on his thumb. I don't know what they're going to do out there, but it's not looking good for them. So congratulations, you made the playoffs. See you next year.
If Seattle doesn't stop the run, that game can get tricky though. They gotta stop the run.
True. I don't fear like the Rams run game, but with that being said, they are professional athletes, and when you have a bad defense, you probably can get gutted. So, so we'll see. But I think Seattle should get that taken care of.
Speaking of the run game, the last game on the wild card weekend, we have Ravens at 11-5, Titans at 11-5. Both teams love to run the ball. The Titans are the number one overall rushing team. Baltimore is the overall number one rushing team, and the Titans have the overall number one rusher, and Derrick Henry, who actually eclipsed the 2,000-yard mark this season. Huge game last week. We had a poll up. A lot of people didn't think he was going to get the 230 yards that he needed. He got it basically within that first three quarters, which was absolutely bananas. How do y'all see this game panning out? This might be the toughest game maybe out of the wild card weekend, since they both play pretty much the exact same way.
Yeah, I think that if anybody has a lot of pressure riding on a playoff game, it's Lamar Jackson, because he's 0-2 in his first two playoff games. Last year, he had that great season, came out, and I think he lost to the same exact team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and also Titans, the divisional playoff.
So he's got a lot to prove. People they don't fear him as a passer right now. He's mainly a dual threat, which is not a bad thing. I think that in this game, it's like you said, the battle of the run game, who's it better. And I think that the Ravens are going to pull it out just because they have the better defense. I see Lamar having a better game than he's had previously in the playoffs. And let me see. I'm going to predict at least 150 yards rushing from him in this game. At least. Because I don't really see him throwing it too much downfield, because, I mean, the Titans, they're not terrible against the pass. But we'll see. I mean, the Titans have been riding Derrick Henry all year this year. And that's the only factor that I think that could really defeat the Ravens. You just run it and control the clock, and it's a low-scoring game. That's how you win this game. It's two teams that run the ball a lot. So the Ravens win by at least 6.
I think the Ravens win as well. Because it'll be. I don't care how good Lamar plays, he can't lose again to the same team and be 0-3. He's trying to get paid and stuff like that. He's got to at least win this game. I think he does show up though. I think also you have to factor in that the Titans. First of all, the Titans defense is just atrocious. But it's not as simple as just stopping Derrick Henry, because they got AJ Brown on the outside and Corey Davis. So I mean, it's and Tannehill actually balled out this year. I mean, obviously, when you put in 18 men in the box, it's a little bit easier to throw downfield. But I do think that they're gonna have to stop that. He can't get 200 yards. That can't happen. But I think that now that they're the favorites to win the game and stuff like that, I think now the pressure's on them, because they were riding high last year. Ain't nobody expect them to win a game. So I think Lamar, now that no one's talking about him at all, I think he's gonna play. I think he's gonna play very good with no pressure. He's gonna have to learn how to play with pressure. But just for talking about this game, I think he balls out. I think Hollywood Brown has a good game. they're gonna focus on him running the ball. So I don't think he's getting 150 yards rushing at least. I mean, I would think he's getting 100 because at least to win the game. But to get at least 150 is it might be a little bit tough. I think he gets 220 maybe passing, 100 yards rushing. But I think they win the game. And then he gets that monkey off his back.
Ravens I think Ravens will roll in this game. I'm looking at the stats right now as you guys are talking. Titans defense has been really bad. They had that big game. They allowed 40 points to the Browns, and they lost that game in the first half. Last weekend playing the Texans, they gave up, I think, easily over 30 points in that game and barely won. The ball literally ricocheted off the upright. If they gave the ball back to Deshaun, they lose that game. I think that Lamar's going to run all over the field. He's going to take some deep shots down the field. They're going to set up the run game. Their defense is just really bad this year. Clowney even recorded a sack this season? I was able to find that in the meantime. I'm not sure if he even got a sack.
He recorded a paycheck, though.
Well, yeah, that's the 1 year deal he got, and thank God they gave him the 1 year deal. I think the loss of Logan Ryan, who is now a New York Giant, is a big loss for them in their defensive backfield. I really do. He's a great player. I love it. I love it. I'm so happy they lost him. But I just don't see how they can overcome their defensive deficiencies in this game. I think the Ravens have Marcus Peters, they have Marlon Humphrey, they have Judon rushing the passer, they have more proven commodities on defense. The Ravens have their warts on defense too, and it's going to come back to bite them in the playoffs. But I think the Ravens are going to win this game by a touchdown.
That's the playoffs. We'll definitely be back to talk about next week and seeing how these games go. We've had some hot takes. We got to see how, Greg's stuff pans out this week and next season.
For his own show, honestly, he wants his own show called Hot Takes. He's gonna make his own podcast. He's gonna leave us behind.
No, he just wants his own show called Giants and Me.
I could dead run a Giants podcast tomorrow, but in all seriousness, the reality of it is that these aren't hot takes, man. The Josh Allen thing is y'all are buying into the hype a little too soon, man. The playoffs is different. Everybody get a little bit tighter in the playoffs. It's not as loose. You out here just running around, throwing the ball around the field. It's not going to be like that in the playoffs. And they're playing a very good team. And the Colts are a very good football team. Don't talk about those.
I would love for Daniel Jones to, one day actually experience the playoffs. Maybe, possibly.
It almost happened this year. As a matter of fact, the game the Giants played this last Sunday was a playoff game. It was a playoff game. The Giants needed to win.
We're talking about actual playoff games. But what I'm saying is, whenever that fantasy does actually come to fruition,
next year,
I would like to see how he performs because
he's gonna be great.
Okay.
He's gonna be great. He's accurate with the football. He's taking care of the football. He's gonna have more weapons next year. I think they're gonna draft a wide receiver. We're gonna get a guy like Curtis Samuel, who's on the Panthers now. I like him a lot. I think we're gonna target him in free agency. Hopefully, we can get a guy like Kenny Galladay or maybe Allen Robinson, right? But enough Giants.
2022, the Giants are gonna have a new quarterback. Well, go ahead.
No, that's a hot take. You're talking about me making hot takes. That's a hot take. The Giants look. The only way the Giants have a new quarterback in 2022 is if the Giants trade for Deshaun Watson, who is currently not happy with the Texans because they didn't interview Eric Bieniemy. If you want to trade that, I am here for it. You want to trade the house and Daniel Jones for Deshaun Watson? I'm here for it. Do it tonight. But other than that, Daniel Jones will be the quarterback of the New York Giants, and I don't think they're trading for my guy Deshaun, who it will be on the market. It looks like.
No, he needs to go to New Orleans and stop playing.
That's just not happening. You live in these pipe dreams. Look, man.
What? How is that not happening?
This run's coming to an end. You have a nice little system with Sean Payton and everything like that. But, hey, man, you want to run Taysom Hill out there since he's so great.
I just want to say real quick before we talk about whatever we're going to talk about next. If you are a quarterback, a coach, or anything that exists ever in life, you're not going to say, I'm going to go to the Giants situation over the Saints. The Saints have everything you need, literally. And they just need a future quarterback. So
Giants are right there. Oh
my God,
we're pieces away. They're so close. It's 6-10 so far. You cannot be. Their defense has a really great foundation. We have a very strong D line. We need to get some edge rushers. We need to get a one corner. We need to get an opposite corner go opposite of James Bradbury, and we need a wide receiver. That's it.
You named
corner, wide receiver. That's it. The Giants are a playoff team and viable.
So
That's it.
are you gonna get Evan Ingram some hands, or is that not gonna?
You gotta get on the drugs machine. You gotta get on the drugs machine this summer. But the Giants are gonna be in a position where they're gonna be able to compete next year. They're gonna be a very good team.
And that division doesn't count.
No,
Wait.
no. Well, the Giants are already the best team in the division, so we don't gotta talk about that. We ain't talking about the division. We talking about the NFC. The Giants are gonna be a very good team.
Dak is gonna be healthy next year when he plays the Cowboys.
Ain't nobody scared of Dak, and the Cowboys ain't better than the Giants when Dak healthy. Ain't nobody scared of Dak or the Cowboys. Ain't got no defense. In matter of fact, they're worse off than we are. The Cowboys are worse off than we are. We are the best team in the division with the brightest outlook. I'm saying it right now. These people will say it's a hot take. It's not a hot take. The Giants will be a contending team in the NFC next year, and it's not me being a fan. I'm so serious. They are right there. They're not far. Just wait.
Well,
the Giants win 10 games.
7-9.
Oh my god.
Transitioning. NFL awards, they're going to be happening. We're going to break it down on the show. Who is y'all offensive and defensive rookies of the year so far? For me, I'm going with Justin Jefferson and Chase Young.
All right. Well, I like the Chase Young, but you know that Justin Jefferson is not going to get it. I mean,
oh no, yeah.
They're going to give it to Herbert, of course. It's a quarterback award at this point. There's not much, unless Justin Jefferson got like 1,800 yards, there's not much he could have done to beat Herbert. He got 30 touchdowns, started for most of the season, looked pretty good, actually. And, I mean, that's that with the Offensive Rookie of the Year award. Look, Herbert's probably going to be one of the better quarterbacks in this league. Next year might be a top 10 quarterback, honestly, but I don't know if he deserves the award. Like, I want Justin Jefferson to win it because I think it's a lot harder to come into the league and really go off the way he's done. And some games, even against the Saints, they put Marshawn Lattimore on him. Like, when are you doing that on a rookie, honestly? So I wish Justin Jefferson would get it, but they're going to give it to Herbert. And like you said, Chase Young, I mean, he's always been the best option. He's been double teamed a lot this year and still got like 7.5 sacks. He had a touchdown recovery the other week. I mean, he's been the best option in this draft. He would have gone number one if my bad for cutting you off.
No, you're good.
If the Bengals had any other option at quarterback, he would have been the top pick.
Chase Young is without a doubt. I mean, they should just not even talk about that. He's Rookie of the Year defensively, but offensively, I was torn, with it. The thing is, listen, as an LSU guy, Justin Jefferson's my guy. He balled out crazy. Really wish he went anywhere but Minnesota, but that's fine. So he definitely balled out. The thing is, it's definitely, especially as a rookie, is definitely easy. I think personally, it's easier to perform as a receiver than as a quarterback. There's way too much you have to process, reading defenses and all that stuff. Obviously, look, again, it's not that it's easy to be a receiver, but it's easier. And, he got thrown into the fire, Herbert. He did not, he wasn't supposed to be the starter, obviously, because he played from week 1, right?
He played from week 2, I think.
I was gonna say no, he didn't play week 1, right? So he didn't even play a full season, and he just balled out, and he balled out in prime time games against the Saints. I remember, he just looks the part, man. Like, and again, as a receiver, you have to also understand, he also had Adam Thielen on the other side, so it opened up like he didn't have nobody on the team, and they also had Dalvin Cook, so they had some things to be fearful as far as defenses. So, now people know about him. And listen, I knew about him. I know he was going to be nice, but he, listen, he balled out. But just if Herbert would have just maybe had like 10 less touchdowns, maybe you got to give it to this guy. He just was out of control. I mean, he just looks like he's been in the league for 5 years, and that's kind of crazy. And I mean, honestly, so is Jefferson. But just because of the position, I know it's a little biased, but you got to give it to the quarterback because how he did it and the performances he put up.
Herbert and Chase Young are my picks for this. And I say Herbert, excuse me. Wow. Are we talking so much about Herbert? No, excuse me. Jay Jettas, Justin Jefferson's my pick. Wow, that was a brain fart there. Yeah, he's my pick. He's the best rookie wide receiver I've seen since Odell. Like he's just that good, and I wouldn't think twice about it. I know Herbert's gonna win. Probably why I said Herbert. I know he's probably gonna win because it is the quarterback award, you guys are saying. But if this is done impartially and done the right way, and you're just looking at the best pure talent, Justin Jefferson should win the award for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Chase Young is without a doubt the Rookie of the Year for the defensive side of the ball. But
yeah, we all agree on Chase Young. That's definitely gonna be a problem in the whole NFC, NFL for years to come. Well, that's a show. That's a wrap, Jack. As they would say, that's a wrap. It's another episode, another installment of the Bench Mob Podcast. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you share. Make sure you tell everybody about it. Tag a friend. As you see, Bench Mob gear. Make sure you hit us up to get your Bench Mob gear right now before everything is sold out and whatnot. So make sure you get your gear for sure. But if you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Bench Mob, we out. Peace. I'd